Hello everyone, and welcome to another GIS remote sensing lecture video. And in this lecture video, I want to start talking about a different type of image. So up to this point, right, everything we've talked about has dealt with imagery that was either some form of radiance, right, or reflectance, where it was a measure of how much light was bouncing off of something, or we had processed that through a data transformation to be something like NDVI, right, where the values were this index or ratio or something. But again, it was based on that light bouncing off of something. Right. In this module and the next module, I want to talk about a different type of image called an that deals with elevation. It deals with elevation. And so with elevation, right, the image is typically called a DEM or a digital elevation model. And in this case, right, pixel values, right, pixel values in a DEM or a digital elevation model represent elevation. Okay? They represent elevation. And so what I want to do in this module, and I'm going to briefly overline what we're going to talk about. In this module, I want to talk about two big things. The first I want to talk about are the types of elevation, right? And there's two types. Right, and we're going to go through both types in detail. The first type of elevation is called above sea level. Or ASL, sometimes above mean sea level. The second is above ground level. Or AGL, right? And again, we're going to talk about this difference in detail in its own video. So don't worry about the definitions of these. Just again, we're overviewing, right? We're going to have two different types of elevation. The second thing I want to talk about are the three types of digital elevation models. Right. Right. Again, digital elevation model is DEM, right? Digital elevation model. And there are actually three types of this. The first is going to be called a digital terrain model, right? A digital terrain model, or a DTM. Right. The second is going to be called a digital surface model, or a DSM. And then the third is what's called a digital height model. Or a DHM. And again, right, we're going to go through all of these in more detail. So don't worry for now if you don't understand what these are. That's completely okay. This is just an overview. So again, 3 different types of digital elevation models. We're going to talk about DTM, digital terrain, DSM, digital surface model, and DHM, digital height model. And then I want to wrap up this module by talking about how we make decisions. That's decisions on what type of elevation data to use. Okay, so again, just to recap what we're going to talk about in this module, we're going to talk about the types of elevation above sea level and above ground level. We're going to talk about the 3 different ways that we can actually store digital elevation, whether it's a terrain, a surface, or a height model. And then we're going to sort of take a step back and say, okay, how do we make decisions on what type of data we want to use? So hopefully this makes sense. Again, this is just an overview of the module. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you.